What in the world? So some of you have noticed that I'm developing a new website. The website right now actually is down. It's in maintenance mode because I'm developing this new website. Doing that really for a number of reasons. One of which is because I want a new layout. I want a new platform. I want to be able to connect better with my audience and be able to develop email newsletters and things like that to reach out to you when I have new content. And also for the fact that there's going to come a day where I'm not on YouTube anymore. My numbers for YouTube are at the lowest levels they have ever been for everything, for every metric. It's absolutely insane. And I noticed that they started putting up this notification at the top of when you log into the back end of YouTube, there's this little notification box up at the top, and it says this: starting in November, we're simplifying ad controls for pre-roll, post-roll, skippable, and non-skippable ads to extend best practices and optimize creator earnings. That's right, because every time they simplify things or optimize things, I end up losing audience. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do starting in November. Listen, this video is brought to you by Genesis Gold Group. When I was at the Doug and Stacy event and when I was at the Homesteading Expo recently, I had a number of you come up to me and say, hey, Zach, I just wanted to let you know we signed up with Genesis Gold Group and it was fantastic and they really educated us a lot, and I really appreciate you sharing them. The reason I'm partnered with that company is because they help out a lot of people. This is a 401k IRA type situation where when it comes time for you to retire, you're not going to get a check in the mail. They're going to physically send you gold and silver, the actual physical metals. So this is what you're signing up for. If you're interested in something like that, I'll have more information at the end of the video. Okay. New York City is physically crumbling. I saw this video today. It was, I could not believe it. St. Louis is the exact same way. I was born and raised in St. Louis. One of my favorite YouTubers is Louis Rossmann. And I've watched him for the last couple of years, and he finally made the move because he was a small business owner operating in New York City, and he gets to a point where he's like, I can't operate anymore. The city is basically physically preventing him from doing business with people. And so he's like, I leave. I'm done. I quit. And so he moved to Texas. And I don't know, I don't remember what part of Texas he moved to. But people in Texas are like, no, because all these people are from New York and California are moving to Texas or Florida. But what else? What else can they do? New York City is physically falling apart. Again, it's the same way in St. Louis. I'm from there. I've seen that city. It's been doing this for years, decades. It's been crumbling. But check out this video that came out the other day on Twitter. Now, I haven't watched this video all the way through yet with the audio. I just saw it a little bit on Twitter, and so I went ahead and copied it for this video that I'm doing here with you. So let's go ahead and play this. You're going to get my reaction for the first time listening to it with audio. So the guy comes up and he steps on this. Oh my gosh. He puts his camera down there, and it's like the city is literally caving in places. And then the video restarts. That's insane. I've seen the other videos too, talking about things like San Francisco.
Yeah. I mean, what are they going to do? Oh my God. Seriously?
The videos are out there and nobody cares. Nobody's stopping anybody. Everyone's scared. It's a misdemeanor in some places to stop a crime. If you see a crime happening, you can go to jail for stopping the actual crime. It's bizarro world. We're living in upside down world. Get out of the cities. Get out of the cities. And if you physically, for some reason, because of a family member or something, if you don't have the ability to leave the cities, then be prepared to leave the cities when it really goes sideways. And when things really, really, really go sideways. They've already gone sideways. But I mean, when they really go sideways, you need to have the ability to leave, to have the items, stored away in totes or whatever. You can just take those, load them into your SUV or truck or car or whatever, and then just head out of town. And hopefully you have somewhere to go. Do not come out to places in rural America because rural America will deal with you. If you're just a refugee, it's not going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really, really bad. All right. So I saw that video, and then I saw this next video that I copied also. Let's go ahead and hit this one.
I try not to complain too much, but we just went to Taco Bell and got food for 4 of us, and it was $53. Make it make sense. I don't understand. I mean, I understand inflation's crazy, but we got 3 cheesy gordita crunches and they were $14. I don't understand how this can't be inflation. Taco Bell used to be like $1. You could get a beefy 5-layer burrito was like $2. I don't know, man. Make it make sense. This is insane to me. The price. This has to be price gouging.
No, it's not. This is not price gouging. This is inflation. The guy goes to Taco Bell. He's paying over $50 for 4 people to eat at a fast food restaurant, and he's paying this kind of... No, this is not greed. Think about it. Taco Bell has to basically raise their wages because everyone's minimum wage. You can't pay people minimum wage. And so they're complying with all of the outcry and they're raising wages. Number 2, all the prices are going up. Have you seen gas prices lately? Have you seen food prices lately? Do you think Taco Bell is immune to all of these other things that are going up? The reality is we live in a country that is printing money into oblivion. They are spending money in Congress into oblivion. We are seeing all of these trillions now, trillions and trillions of dollars being printed and spent into oblivion, and this will cause massive hyperinflation. I've been telling people this on my channel for years. This is the end result. This is what's going to happen. Listen, they did the interest rates up to 5%, and I said, that's not going to stop inflation. It slowed it down a little bit, but all the prices are still going up. You have to kill inflation. You have to do what Paul Volcker did back in the 80s. You have to raise the rate of interest rates up to the point of inflation and higher. He had interest rates up to 20%. We're at 5%. You think you're going to stop inflation with 5% interest rates? No. You have to get above it. And you can't get that high anymore. You can't get to the Paul Volcker levels to stop inflation because your debt is so high. People are like, well, we haven't got to Paul Volcker levels yet. Well, that's because our debt is astronomical compared to what it was back in the early 80s. Right now, the interest payment on our debt is higher than the budget of our entire military. So you're not going to stop inflation. That's why I've said, you will see the day. You will see the day. You will see the day where you're paying $10,000 for a loaf of bread. You will. Unless, the only thing that stops that, really there's 3 ways to stop it. Congress stops spending money, the Fed stops printing money, but those 2 things aren't going to happen. The only other way you're going to stop this is if we have some sort of financial currency reset into a CBDC. But just the other day, there's a congressman out here putting bills forth saying, no, we need to pass a bill right now to make the CBDC illegal. To never have a CBDC. That if they do that, if they pass that, who knows? Then yeah, because the mood in Congress and the mood amongst the people is we don't want a central bank digital currency. We don't want it. So much so that congressmen now are putting bills forth. I don't know if they print that, then yeah, we're going to see massive hyperinflation. Unless there's some sort of massive currency reset to prevent a hyperinflation, we're going to see it. History tells us this is how it always ends up. And you can't raise interest rates any further because our national debt is so high. You'll be paying so much on the debt, it'll exceed the budget of our entire country. You can't do it anymore. So we're going to see inflation. This is not greed. This is not price gouging. But see, during times like this is when the torches and pitchforks start coming out. Not yet. We're not there yet. He's upset. He's angry. But he's not at torches and pitchforks level yet. But you keep doing this, and we keep going down the natural course of this road because that's where we're headed, and there's not much that's going to stop us. Then yeah, you're going to see torches and pitchforks, and you're going to see tar and feathers. And what I mean by tar and feathers, I mean AR-15s and daddy's shotgun. You thought January 6th was bad. My point being in all this is that, yeah, inflation is here to stay. The cities are crumbling. Nobody cares about anything anymore. And that's the country we live in. Get out of the cities. And why are you eating Taco Bell in the first place? That's not real food. Nothing about that is real food. 20 years ago, probably, maybe you could make the case for that. But everything is processed. Everything is a bunch of chemicals. Stop eating city food. Grow your own food. Grow your own vegetables. And so if you can't do it, support those who do and then buy from those who do. You're probably going to pay less anyway than going to Taco Bell. What do you think? Let me know what you think below. Share these videos. My numbers are at the lowest they've ever been. And the other day, the Liberty Daily picked up one of my videos and shared it on thelibertydaily.com. If you're not on that, if you want news, if you want real news, you go to thelibertydaily.com. And they shared the video and they were allowed to, it got a lot of hits. But YouTube is not allowing me to get in front of a new audience. They're not allowing new audience people to come in. They're not allowing current subscribers to see my content. It's at the lowest numbers it's ever been. And so I'm uploading stuff to Rumble, and I'm putting things in different places, and I'm developing a new website. I'm trying to get around YouTube, but it is what it is. And if you are inclined to, if you are like a lot of people who have money locked in a 401k, which is basically locked into the rigged casino that we call the stock market, because it is a rigged casino, get your money out. Contact someone like Jonathan over at Genesis Gold Group. The information is at the end of this video. They can help you safeguard your money, because we're running into a time. I've told people many times on my videos, you're going to start hearing the word when they talk about budgets. You're going to start hearing the word quadrillion. I'm already seeing it in some parts of the news. Quadrillion. Massive hyperinflation is coming. And the only way you're going to safeguard the wealth that you have saved up is to get it into something physical. Contact GenesisGoldGroup.com. All right, guys, leave a comment below. I want to know your thoughts. See you next time in the homestead. Bye. This is Grandma. Grandma survived the Great Depression. She survived the Great Depression because her supply chain was local and she knew how to do stuff. Grandma was smart. Grandma told us to make do with what you got. She also said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Homesteading is all about self-reliance and declaring ourselves to be independent from the system. We grow our own food, we raise our own animals, and doing these things helps safeguard our families from the unpredictable world that surrounds us. But what about banking? I love being my own power company, but what about being my own bank? Right now, our country is over $30 trillion in debt and rising. The Fed keeps printing money, and the Congress won't stop spending money. Staying attached to the modern banking system and their investment vehicles is like putting all of your eggs in one very, very fragile basket. On one side, you have the threat of inflation and your savings value floating away. And the other side is a possible deflationary stock market collapse, just like what happened in the 1930s. Genesis Gold Group is like a basket holding eggs, and these eggs are impossible to break. History shows us that all paper investments have and will return to their intrinsic value eventually. Zero. But gold, silver, and other precious metals have never, ever been worthless. In every collapse throughout history, people have turned back to precious metals to find monetary value. If you have a 401k, an IRA, or a savings account where you're literally watching the purchasing power inflate away, give Genesis Gold Group a call right now, today, this instant. They can develop a strategy for you and the days ahead. I can tell you how I raise sheep, I can tell you how I raise chickens, or the best way to grow tomatoes, or how to hook up a solar panel. But Genesis Gold Group is your best shot at safeguarding your hard-earned savings and investments during this increasingly turbulent time in history. The link and phone number is in the description below, or visit their website at GenesisGoldGroup.com. And be sure to say you heard about them from An American Homestead. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of An American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.